Hi everybody. Now first, really quickly, this is not just another video on how to set SMART goals. I want to add something that very few videos about SMART goals add, and that is not just to explain how to set a SMART goal, how to use the model, but when and when not, and why not, when not. See, I want to talk about how to set SMART goals and how it works, but also when it doesn't, how to set SMART objectives and when they suck. So by the end of this video, you'll understand those concepts, and hang around to the very end because I've also got a free tutorial which I think will be of massive value to you if you're interested in this kind of subject, and that is how to absolutely master your composure in conflict, pressure and stress in the moment. So hang around to the end to find out how to access that. Now, my name's Steve and I'm a professional coach and trainer. I work mostly with professional people just like you on combining your personal brilliance with unshakable emotional wellness so that you can create a happier and more successful experience of your life and work at the same time. So for the best ideas and topics in that theme, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you'll be notified when new content arrives. Now, I first learned about SMART goals probably 30 years ago, and I've used them in all kinds of contexts, and I've also experienced how they can be limiting as well. You see, SMART goals are de rigueur in coaching and in the business world, but for every testimonial that you'll read about how SMART goals have helped people really achieve their goals, and they have, you'll also read rebuttals of how SMART goals suck. And let me read some of them out to you. I've got them down here. Number one is SMART goal setting is training in how to be average. Number two is SMART goal setting is the art of aiming low. SMART goal setting is the art of being small. And this one, which is my favorite of the rebuttals, is SMART is the art of starting the conversation with a big dream and finishing it deciding to be an accountant. Well, what's the problem with the SMART model? Well, maybe it isn't with the model itself, but when we use it, when we try and apply it. You see, if you try to use a spanner to drive a screw in, you're going to get crappier results, but it's not the spanner's fault. So let's get into this and first quickly recap the SMART acronym for goal setting, what it means and how we use it. Now, there are different versions of what the SMART acronym actually stands for, and I'll try and cover all bases as I go through this. Now, the S always stands for specific. So the more specific you can be about what the goal is, the easier it is to plan for it and achieve it. Now, the M always stands for measurable. Not just that we can measure that we've achieved the goal, but that we can measure our progress towards the goal and figure out whether we're getting closer or further away or on track or off track. Now, the A. Some people say the A stands for achievable, and some people say the A stands for action-oriented. Well, if it's achievable, that doesn't necessarily mean aiming low. It just means it has to be possible. It has to be within the realm of possibility. It can still be a stretch, but still be in the realm of possibility. And if it's action-oriented, then what that means is it's possible to put a plan around this and put this into motion, that the goal is something that you can take action towards achieving. Now, R. Some people say that the R stands for realistic. Well, we kind of already covered that when we talked about achievable. And some people say that R means relevant. In other words, it counts, it matters towards something. And that's pretty important too. And then the T always means time bound. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a deadline. It just means that there's a statement of when we would like to achieve the goal by. So for instance, a goal like this, I want to reduce my body weight from 12.5 stone to 12 stone within 3 months is a lot smarter than just saying, I want to lose weight. It's pretty specific. It's measurable because we can weigh ourselves. It seems achievable in 3 months, half a stone. It certainly seems action-oriented because you can implement a plan to achieve it. It's relevant and realistic, as we've already covered. And there is a time factor because we've named the 3 months. So that's what the model is and how to use it. It's to keep rewriting our goals until they cover off all 5 points of SMART. Now, SMART is really wonderful in 2 particular contexts. First of all, if I am agreeing work goals with, for example, an employer, and my bonus depended on me achieving them, would I want them to be SMART? You bet I would. I would want them to be specific. I would want them to be measurable. I'd want them to be definitely achievable, relevant and time-bound, because that's how we avoid arguments later about whether I achieve these goals or not. It's also a great way of creating what I would call the near-term, stepwise, incremental goals that we have in life. By the way, what's your experience of working with SMART goals? Do you have a story to tell? Please leave it as a comment if you're okay with doing so. I'll read every comment you leave and I'll reply to as many as I can. So when wouldn't you use the SMART model? When does the model not work? Well, basically when it's something that's really, really important to us, but you can't necessarily define all the 5 points of SMART, at least not at the beginning. Let me point this out with an example. It's 1939. You are coaching the British Prime Minister at the point that he declares war on Germany. So what's the goal? To win the war. Well, the answer to those questions might be, I don't know yet. We just have to get underway with the campaign and feel our way through this. But does that make it a bad goal? As coach, do you try to talk the Prime Minister out of this goal because he can't make it SMART yet? The answer is probably not. You're a coach in the 80s and a young boy called David Beckham is brought into your office. He wants to be captain of the England football team. He has no idea how he'll measure his progress towards it, and he has no idea how long it will take. So what do? You know that 99.9% of boys who have this ambition are going to be disappointed. So do you tell David Beckham, forget it son, become an accountant? Some people have really big, huge goals along the lines of, I want to be part of ending world hunger. I want to be part of beating cancer. Look, these goals aren't SMART, but they're incredibly important and they're how we live big in life. Now, if you haven't spotted it yet, the point is that not all goals are made equal. In fact, it's time to stop talking about goals like they are single, isolated, disconnected things. We've got to start talking about goals like they're connected in a system that aligns with our values and beliefs. See, there are big chunk goals. They are the I want to be part of beating cancer kind of goals. I want to be part of ending world hunger kind of goals. Now, those goals, they're like an organizing principle for the whole system of goals within it. They're an organizing principle for our lives, and they are how we live big. SMART is a terrible framing model for those really big chunk goals, those big dreams. And to use it at that level is a way of aiming low. And I want you to be setting SMART goals without aiming low. But you see, the thing is, these big chunk goals are not necessarily to be achieved in our lifetimes. They're more like an organizing principle for our lives, an organizing principle for the whole system of goals which contributes to it. See, those big chunk goals decompose into smaller, shorter term, more tangible, more incremental goals that move us along our life's mission. Now, SMART is a great framing model for those goals. So I want you to stop talking about single, individual, isolated goals and start talking about the system of goals, which is organized by the principle of that biggest chunk goal that is our life's mission. And I want you to use the SMART model well with those decomposed smaller chunk, nearer term, incremental stepwise goals that move us along our life's mission, but to not go anywhere near the SMART model when it comes to defining those biggest chunk goals, those organizing principles over the whole system. Now, if you'd like to explore how we can create transformational results together in your life and work, then please get in touch. I would love to hear from you. And please like this video if you did like it, because it tells YouTube that this is worth showing to other people. Please share it with your friends, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, show people who might be served by this video. But most of all, do leave a comment and please subscribe to the channel, because there's lots more good stuff like this coming. Now, I also mentioned at the top of the video a tutorial which I think will be of massive value to you. It's how to absolutely master your composure when you're facing conflict, pressure, and stress in the moment. And to access that tutorial, all you need to do is go down to the pinned comment below this video. Go find that. There's a link in there that will allow you to get access to that tutorial. It's absolutely free, so please help yourself. And other than that, I'll see you next week.